Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly, Flo. So, man, we were checking out DraftKings, and we saw the top 32 quarterbacks, and here we go again, man. It's pretty much that dude. What's in the game? Reese from the 33rd yard, whatever the heck that is. And they have Brock Purdy at number 17. Now, this is why I don't ever do DraftKings or any of those things, because they're full of shit, man. Let's be real. That right there, to me, disrespectful. To me, I hit him top 5. Like what he did this year, first or second, pretty much all the major categories, one game away from winning the MVP. And seeing this right here, it's like, oh my gosh, these guys have been listening way too much Colin Cowherd, way too much Nick Wright. What do you think about this though, man?
Yeah, man, I'm in the same boat as you, man. I don't really take these kind of lists to heart. There's only two things I really pay attention to. One, you preach all the time, is PFF stuff, and two is Vegas. Both those two freaking entities, they know their shit.
Yeah.
Those are the only two I'll ever rock with. Good. How do they put the guy who finished second in MVP voting, was one game away from being the MVP, at number 17? Even if it was actually just an NFC list, I don't even know if he made the top 10 on that list. But these guys are just straight hating. No way he is not within just the top 4 or 5. Even CJ Stroud made the top 5, but rookie quarterback. He played pretty good. But Brock Purdy, man, he had better numbers than this guy, and he's all the way back at 17. So they can't even just say, hey, it was like a numbers thing, because he performed pretty much in every single category. Like you said, he was top 1 or 2 in pretty much every major category this past season. So he's definitely not going to get the credit he deserves, which kind of sucks. It's because it seems like they're just holding him being on a good team against them, which is the dumbest thing ever. But man, what do you think?
Oh man, it's one thing after another with these guys. No matter what, it's just gonna continue. And it's crazy because they had him like the 3rd best quarterback in the NFC behind Geno Smith. Like really, Geno Smith, and then Stafford, and barely above
Kyler,
the little leprechaun there. So I mean, it's like, dude, like what are you guys doing? And I don't even like looking at these things anymore, because most of the times I look at them, no matter when I look at the rankings, I always see, what the fudge? Why do they have like him at 7? I get maybe 17 to start off last season. I guess you could do that, even though I wouldn't believe it. But he had a whole year, man. He's been doing it for 2 years now, where he's pretty much balling out, and people still just don't give him the credit, man. We just see all these baloney things that come out about him. And then we heard last week how on Colin Cowherd's show, how he's compared Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy, how they're pretty much the same guy, showing these baloney ass stats that are absolutely insane. Even though in the thing had like Brock Purdy 12 more touchdowns, like 7 less interceptions. And people got to realize that Jimmy doing that, he was like 28, 29 years old. Brock Purdy, he's only 24 years old. We're judging this guy like he's been in the league for 10 plus years. And I just don't get it. With CJ Stroud, he's been there 1 year, but they're like, oh my gosh, he's just going to get better and better. But Brock Purdy, they're not going to say the same thing, which to me, it doesn't make sense. But what I see out of Brock Purdy, he's someone that is going to get better because the offensive line is going to get better, and he has that work ethic. I don't want to take shots again at like guys like CJ Stroud, man, but it looks like, I don't know, they got to him or something, because he's out there hanging out with the Kardashians. He's partying with that one Amber Rose or whatever, who's been with, quite a few people, and like he's out there doing kind of the partying scene. Brock Purdy, on the other hand, the craziest thing he's doing is doing John Deere commercials. So I mean, he's gonna get better and better. And he talked about like, man, I'm gonna do the wedding. Got the wedding coming up, but I can't wait. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go to Jacksonville and I'm gonna train my ass off to get even better. So I mean, when I hear that pumps me up, man. Because we had quarterbacks in the past that talked that game, and at first they did. Like Kaepernick, when he talked it his first year, he did it, man. He was putting in that work, but then it kind of went away. But Brock Purdy, I think, man, him doing this, I think he loves playing football and he wants to be the best he can be. So he's just going to get better in my book, man.
Yeah, and then for me, my thing is, not to hate on CJ Stroud, he had a great year, so I'm going to give him that. But it's guys like Caleb Williams, guy who's not even in the NFL now. He's the top 12. I'm like, what? I don't know. Maybe, we watch UFC games all the time, so I'm like, I don't see what these guys are seeing. I know he's going to be a first-round talent, but I'm like, dang, how did they put this guy ahead of a guy who just took his team to the Super Bowl? And not just that, but some of these older guys who haven't really been performing the last couple of years. Aaron Rodgers, he's my boy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how's this guy up there, especially coming off of an Achilles injury? Justin Herbert, he came off an injury. I know he's young and he should be able to bounce back, but it's like, man, these guys are coming off injuries and you're still putting him above Brock Purdy. I understand Brock Purdy came back from injury, but it's different from when you're a really young cat to one of these older guys, you know?
Yeah, and the fact that they have Stafford, who had a good season, but not like Brock Purdy. But man, I'm telling you right now, guys that are around my age, I don't trust playing sports as much, man. Like, he's around my age. I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. I just don't trust those legs that they're going to break any second. So, I mean, to me, it's like, what are we talking about, man? Like, Brock Purdy, he's done it over and over again. And I think next year is going to be his breakout. Even though some people said this was his breakout, I think next year's the numbers are even be better because we're gonna fix Jake Brendel. We're gonna hopefully fix that. We're gonna fix Spencer Burford, Colton McKivitz. We're gonna fix that. So I think that's one thing we're gonna do this offseason, and I think that's gonna make our offense go to even another level. You know, which it was a great, man. We were like statistically one of the best teams ever in the NFL as far as stat wise. But I think we can take it to the next level because there were some holes that we both saw, man. Come on, let's be real. Brock, especially in this damn Super Bowl, running for his damn life every second, the dude on him. Just, I don't know, missed protection. I don't know. Hopefully we could fix that. And our offensive line coach does something, Chris Forrester, because that was pretty pathetic out there, seeing that. And Brock Purdy still giving the team a chance to win. So I really feel that he's going to take it to the next level. And this top 17, hopefully it ends after next year. I don't know. Maybe the third year's the charm where they finally give him the credit. At the end of the day, all that matters though is the Super Bowl. So haters gonna hate, man.
And then not just that, this is gonna be his first offseason where he's pretty much gonna get the majority of the reps. He's gonna be in there pretty much getting all those first team reps.
Yeah, last year he didn't have that.
He didn't, because obviously he's coming off the injury, but then there's still those Trey Lance things, like who's going to be that guy at the beginning of the year. So they're still giving Trey Lance a little bit of a chance. This year it's going to be all Brock Purdy. He's going to have that full offseason training camp just to get better. He's going to be able to fine-tune things with his receivers even more than he already has. Man, I can't wait to see what this young guy does.
He didn't have training camp. Remember, he was there training camp, but remember they gave him like every third day or every fourth day off.
So he's going to have a full training camp.
No, and not only that, he's going to have OTAs. Yeah. He's going to have mini camp. Those things are huge right there. And people, that were saying, oh, who's it going to be, Trey Lance or Brock Purdy? Like Kyle Shanahan, and he sees that. Remember he did that video with that reporter that was like, oh, do you want to give like Trey Lance more reps? He's like, dude, I've seen so much of him, because people always say these OTAs, whatever, they don't matter. They mean a lot, man. Especially for these coaches, OTAs, minicamp. I think that's where you get even better and better. Even Brock Purdy says, at the first in OTAs last year, his first year, he was like a little bit like shocked. But now he's gonna have that again. He's gonna have the OTs, the minicamp. He's gonna have the off-season training. So like I said, I think he's gonna take that to the next level. And what he did this year, coming off the injury, name a quarterback. I don't know. To the top of my head, I don't know, a quarterback that had that big injury and then just come back the next year even better, like
maybe Drew Brees.
What did he have?
Kind of a comparison, because remember he got knocked out that last game with the Chargers. They shipped him out to
but that wasn't like a serious injury.
Not as bad.
The only thing I could think of is Joe Theismann, but he never came back when he broke his freaking leg in two. That was nasty as heck. I don't think was the same. Even Alex Smith, he tried coming back and it was not happening. So it was just a remarkable story from this guy coming back from the injury, doing his thing, and people continue to hate, but it is what it is, man. I'm confident in this guy, and I'm someone that always criticizes our quarterbacks no matter what. Like, I was always, even like our one we had that was really, really good was Jeff. I would still always bash it. Come on, Jeff, what the hell are you doing? So like with Brock Purdy, I see him just a smart dude, smart ass guy, and he's just gonna get better. So these lists, man, they could kick rocks.
All right, well, you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think about Brock Purdy being all the way at number 17. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See you all next time.
Peace.